everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Tim. What we're going to be working on today is I have a big block 454 in my 71 Chevelle, and that got damaged coming back from a cruise night a couple months ago. The intake push rod broke, the exhaust rocker arm stud broke, and it ended up bending one push rod, messed up the other, and then took out a lifter. So I have that torn apart right now, which was probably available to be seen in another video. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the intake with it. So we're just going to use some regular products you can get from your local Advance, O'Reilly, AutoZone, Walmart, anything like that. So we're going to give that a try, and I'm going to show you what we're going to use and the processes that I'm going to go through to try to get this thing cleaned up. Thanks for watching. So here's my Holley Strip Dominator intake. It's got a lot of oil laying in the valley right now, which I believe the oil was able to walk up through the threads of the intake here and slowly fill the valley up over time, and it's all collected down into this area here because it's sitting on a little bit of an angle. But you can just see that it's oxidized and old looking. The intake is from a build I did in 1989, so this intake's quite old. It's single plane intake for square port, big block Chevy heads. So strip dominator. So I'm going to show you here what I'm going to use then, and we'll see how it turns out. So what I'm going to use first is just a regular can of brake clean. I'm going to wipe out all that oil and just give it a general wipe down, and then I'm going to soak it and scrub it with some brake clean. That'll be our first step. Then second step is Easy Off. We're going to use some Easy Off oven cleaner. We'll put that on, let it sit for a little while, give it a second coat, maybe a third. Just let it stay nice and wet and work, and pressure wash it off then. And then as a final step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape off all the areas that I think will need it, because this is Castrol Super Clean. I think this, I've read that it may etch the aluminum, which is fine on these surfaces here, but I definitely don't want the bottom surfaces to get any etching in it. And of course we don't want any here on the intake for where the carburetor was in the top of the intake there. So yeah, I'll show you each process. This shouldn't be a real long video because I'll definitely edit it down, but we'll see how it turns out. I've seen some guys that don't have much luck, and then they just get frustrated and paint them, and then painting them, the paint ends up flaking and it looks crappy after a few years. So hopefully we can revive this one. Alright, I got it wiped out right now. Just got all the smeary stuff, oil, everything that would wipe off with a rag. I use paper towels here because I'm just going to toss them. I just want to talk quick about spontaneous combustion. If you remember your 8th grade science class, greasy rags, especially hot days, but remember those can spontaneously combust in your garbage can. So don't put them with other flammables, and if you do throw them away, make sure you put them in a metal jug, metal container, so that if they would happen to light off, it won't melt the container. If whatever's in there burns, it'll quickly burn up the oxygen, and you should be okay. But remember, spontaneous combustion and oily rags. Alright, so here we're just going to try to wash some of this junk off with the brake clean, get some of that stuff loose, and we'll use a rag and wipe it down. See how good we can get it? It's going to catch everything here in the valley, so we can kind of just spray the high stuff here and let it run down. Take advantage of it. Reuse what we got that's laying in the valley. Alright, so all I used was some brake clean to clean this up. I didn't really need the oven cleaner because the grime wasn't too heavy and thick, so we're going to use our super clean on here. And we're going to spray it on here, not let it dry. We're going to keep moving with it. And then we're going to hose it off. I'll probably give it another coat, and then I'll probably pressure wash it. And then I have another trick I'm going to try and see how it works. So stay tuned. Trick that I found out was you just keep moving and keep it wet. You're spraying some spots here, and as you spray, you can kind of see the dirt and the grime start running off. You don't really want to let it get on a clear coated surface. It's gonna make it spot, streak, or even dull out. It's actually gonna etch this aluminum a little bit if we leave it on too long. So I'm looking for about 5 minutes of spray time here. You can see in there where you just spray right there and it just heats it up. But we're going to do like 5 minutes of spray time. Keep it wet. I have a catch tray underneath here so it doesn't drip on the floor. We're going to take it out and just hit it with some water. Alright, it's back from getting washed off. Just use a regular hose. I didn't use a pressure washer. Scraped off some of the gasket material from underneath, and we're going to give it another try on a different type of cleaning. Stand by and I'll show you what it is. Alright, so here we're going to use a coreless drill. I have some spots on here. I have some spots on the intake here that got fairly good with using the purple power, but it's got some paint on it from when we painted it, when we were ready to drop it in the Chevelle. So I'm just going to hit this quick and buff off some of this paint. Don't have to hit it hard. Could probably even use some Scotch-Brite, some soap and water, but this is quicker and easier. Probably could use some carb cleaner, but I like to use this. So I did like how the wire wheel worked there on the drill. So I'm just going to try to get some of the areas here with this big brush, just to try to get some spots a little bit better. Has a little bit of orange overspray on it for some reason. I couldn't see it when it was in the car. So now that it's here, this is just helping pop some of that off. What we're going to do is hit it with some acid wash. try to etch it and give it that bright, dull white. This intake's kind of had a rough go from the beginning. When I put this in my 60 Chevy, brand new intake, 1989, and I got my engine built. I had it in. It had a little bit of a fuel leak, and all my buddies were there, and they all wanted to hear this thing run. They're like, "Oh, it's just a drip." Well, the drip ended up laying in the valley here, and it didn't take a lot, and we had the timing off a little bit, and it backfired through the carburetor, and it rolled up off the hood, caught this on fire. So until we got it out, it turned the intake black. So I had to have a brand new intake, basically bead blasted. So it took all the nice look of it away and gave it this dull look. So it's been that way since 1989. Still works, but kind of wish it looked new again. Alright, that got pretty good. Can't really feel anything. Most of that's just staining from the water. Some of it even got down to the original machining marks, so that's good to me. What I'm going to do is get some tape like I did the top here, and we'll put some duct tape on here, so then when we put our etching spray on here, our aluminum brightener, it doesn't do anything here that etches the primer here. It etches the, sorry, I'm talking painting already, so it doesn't etch the aluminum. This part doesn't really need to be fancy because we just want to stop it from running down the sides, so we can actually even overlap it a little bit over the top. It will make the water pool, the cleaner pool in this area if we let it, but we're not going to let it sit on there all that long. Just want to protect this surface from getting etched from the acid. If we decide later, we can always go along here with a razor blade and cut it off the top side. think off camera I am going to take a razor blade and go ahead and cut this excess stuff off, just so it doesn't pool in there and make it look a little bit different in there. Got pretty good. Cut all that tape out. We just don't want it pulling in areas like here. But the back of this is all protected by the tape. Top's protected. So then what we'll do is take it outside. Then I got to run down to the O'Reilly and get some aluminum bright. We'll spray it up and get the pressure washer out then and spray it down. I'm probably going to tape this off too. I believe this is aluminum and I don't want that to get nasty as well. So we'll bring it back when we get the aluminum brightener. So I ended up taping this up with black duct tape. I did it sort of like a shingle on a house. I did the underside and then overlaid it on the top so any of it would run off. There was a little bit of excess on the top because I had some spot underneath here that I saw that was open, so I covered that and still covered the top. It does look like it's got a lot on there, but I don't think it's going to penetrate. I'm not going to directly spray this with the aluminum brightener anyway, but it's just to keep any residual that blows off. I did hit it with some Mother's aluminum polish off camera, and my dingle ball here made it fly apart. This thing's drying out and it's not that good anymore, so that needs replaced. But I hit that with some Mother's because it's an aluminum housing. I didn't take it off because I want to save from buying a gasket in the position it's on. I don't want to have to move it, so it's just easier to tape it to me. But hopefully the brightener will clean up all these dark spots. That's from the Mother's. But hopefully we can refurbish this and it looks really nice. Okay, so I've got the top of the intake all taped up with good quality duct type tape. I have this all, the water neck, that's all taped up too because that's aluminum and I want to have that stay shiny. I did hit that with a little bit of Mother's aluminum polish before I taped it. So then I taped the bottom here just so that doesn't etch. Did the bottom here as well on top of the China wall on both sides. So I got some Purple Power aluminum brightener. We used a super clean, that did whiten it a little bit, but I want to brighten it up some more. So I'm going to put that in one of these spray bottles here that I got. I got this Purple Power aluminum brightener at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ironically, the gallon was like $14.99. If you buy one in a bottle that size, it's like $11.99. So I don't know if I'll ever use it all or not, but I'll have it around. So we'll fill this, take it outside. We're going to put it on something that we won't matter if any of it runs onto, meaning blacktop or concrete. It may stain it, it may change the color of it, so we don't want to do that. So I'm going to actually put it on a plastic tub, so that should kind of be neutral to the acid, and then we'll hose it off, scrub it with a toothbrush, and try to get this thing looking good. So here I have it on my plastic containment tray, if you will, and we're going to just spray inside the valley here and spray what we can. I don't like really doing this here in the sun, but I'm not going to let it dry. That's the last thing you want to do, is let the stuff cook on there and dry. But we're going to spray this on here and clean it with a toothbrush and see how it goes. So you can start seeing it bubble up there. It's starting to do its thing. Yeah, for all you people that are afraid of everything, I should have rubber gloves on, but with the point of no return there, we can't put them on now. getting in all these nooks and crannies and tight areas. I'd use a bigger brush, but it's really not going to fit in everywhere. Kind of be cumbersome with all that's the angles and everything on here. Alright, you get the point. I'll get back to you here and we'll see how it turns out. Brought it in the garage, towel dried it off, pulled off the tape from the bottom of the intake runners at the heads and from the water neck and from the carburetor flange. So all in all, I think it turned out okay. Could be better. I mean, could have got a glass beaded, maybe could have got it dipped in a tank somewhere, but and of course I could have went the easy route and painted it, but I didn't really want that look. So if you're looking to restore an intake and you're wondering about how acid wash will do, this is what it looks like and the process it took to do. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.